Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Captain Ernesto from Thin Blue Line Fishing. In this video right here, I'm going to be going over me replacing my Magnum Metalz Downrigger cable to braid. So I've been using cable wire for years. This is actually pretty fresh wire right here. So with these wires, they're 150 pound tests. So, and I use 15-pound Downrigger balls right over here. So some of the things that problems I've been having is they've been fraying. So I've been, obviously they're hard to handle when they start fraying. So you have to cut that, and then make sure that it's not kinked, and so those are some of the issues. I have lost a couple Downrigger balls within the last week because of the kinks in the line. And some of those kinks are probably coming because I'm bouncing the bottom for lake trout, and it's causing weak points. But so those are some of the issues right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace those with braid. I'm going to be taking them actually to Magnum Metalz themselves, and they're going to be doing it for me. This one right here, it's actually a coated wire, but I'm going to be replacing that as well. So yeah, so some of obviously the issues with the cable, there's a hum to it. Some say it attracts fish, some say it doesn't attract fish, it scares them away. I don't know if that's true or not. Obviously I've caught fish with them. I've never used braid before on my downriggers, so that's going to be something new to experience right there. So I really don't know too much about that. So stay tuned. I will go ahead and do an addition to this video and add my review and what I like and dislike about the braid. Obviously with everybody who uses cable wire knows how bad it can be. It pulls off of your off of your spooler right here. It could cause a big mess. They're harder to handle. Once it starts getting nicks and frays inside of it, it's harder to handle with your bare hands because you start getting poked. So stay tuned. And hey, what's going on, everybody? So I'm on my way to Magnum Metalz right now, and one thing that I was thinking is, what if I don't like the way braid is? So the cable that I currently have on my downriggers is pretty new, maybe 3-4 months old, so it's still fresh, and I have anywhere between 150 to 200 feet of line on my downriggers. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna request that they tie my cable line to the downrigger braid line and add about 300 feet of braid, so that way I could test out the braid. 300 feet of line, braided line, should be more than enough to get to the depths that I'm fishing right now, and that way I can test it out, see how it works, and if I don't like it, then I still have 150 to 200 feet on each of my downriggers to throw away the braid and still use my wire downrigger cable. So hopefully they could do that for me, and tomorrow will be the first day I try out the braid, and it'll be during the tournament, so stay tuned. All right, I just got over to Magnum Metalz out in Richmond, Illinois. Let me see their office right there. I have 3 spools of downrigger cable, and then I brought my whole downrigger with me because I have to adjust one of the clutches on it. So I'm gonna hopefully attach the braid line to my my steel cable, and hopefully I'll like it and I'll keep it on there. Stay tuned. Looks like these are all the parts and accessories to the Downriggers they have on display. Alright, we're in the work area. It's going to be fixing this Downrigger right here with the clutch, but be adding some lines on the other ones. Alright, going to be putting braid on. 200 pounds.
Well, all I do is braid. Just like kind of like level lined it.
Okay. All right, so I just finished getting all of them spooled. I got this one right here. It's all spooled with 200-pound braid, Hercules braid, and I got about 325 feet of line on there. So I'm gonna head back to the boat and put these back on, and we'll see how they do tomorrow. All right, I'm on the boat. Got all the downriggers set up. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start running these through. I'm going to be using, these are the Magnum, I forgot what they were called, like the bungees, and I'm going to be using Canon terminals to put them together. Alright, so one thing that is very easy to do with the Downrigger cable versus the braided cable is this cuts real easy. Cuts right off. With the Downrigger, with the braid, I'm sorry, that's the wire that cuts off real easy. The Downrigger wire, cable wire, it does not. So I did it once. It's still in there intact. Do it again a second time. Second time, still intact. Try a third time. Third time, still intact. Fourth time. 5, still intact. 6, 7, still intact. And I'm cutting the same area. So 7 times already. This is 200 pounds. All right. Get back in there. 8. So 8 times I went ahead and I used the cutters to cut it, and it finally came off.
He's a professional fisherman.
All right, so this is gonna be the first time we're using the braid. We're setting it up right here. Alright, so let's see how this spools down. First time using it. So far it's coming out nice and smooth.
going to let it hit the bottom. I'm going to see if it bounces the cable, the braided wire now. We are in 140 feet of water. So let's see what the blowback is going to be on a 15-pound ball. So it's about 30 feet of blowback. Dropping it down, I'm in 140, and it's about 32 feet of blowback.
And I'm retrieving the spool right now. It's coming on nice and evenly. No bounce, no fray so far. Alright, so the braid, I don't know if you can see it right here. It does collect water fleas. Alright, drilling it in again. Coming in nice. We've had a couple hits already on the Downriggers. Handled really good. I think the only complaint right now so far is just it collects water fleas. But I like the way it doesn't bounce on the spool right here. It goes out smooth, no bouncing, no jerking. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Just finished our salmon tournament in Chicago today. I'm at home already, and today was the first day I got to use the braid on my Downriggers. It's 200-pound Hercules braid. I switched out my 4 Downrigger cable lines for 200-pound braided line, and like I said, today was the first time I got to use them. And I will say this, they are a lot easier to handle and work with. I like how they just spool off nice and easy off the Downriggers. I like when I bounce the bottom, you don't have that kink in the line. The line doesn't bounce off the spool. Not that the cable one fully bounces off, but you can see how it jumps and it leaves little kinks and stuff on the cable. A couple other things that I like, you know, the blowback. It's less of a blowback on the braided compared to the cable. It's anywhere between 15 to 20, 25 foot difference on letting line out on your Downrigger. For example, I normally fish about 140, 150, and I put anywhere between 200 and 210 to bounce the bottom with a 15-pound ball on my Downrigger with cable. On the braid, I was putting about 180 to 190, so it was a little less blowback, going about the same speed. I usually go about 2.8 to 3.1, and regardless of those speeds, it was I was putting less line out to get to the depth that I needed. So there was that. A couple things that I do not like with the braid is it does collect a lot of water fleas. You definitely collect some on that, but they once you knock them off, I mean, if they come off real easy. Another thing that I don't really like too much is I use Scotty clips, and the metal clip that you attach to your line, your cable line or your braided line, when you attach it to the cable, it doesn't go up and down the line, the Downrigger line. on the braid, when you go to pop the downrigger, when you go to pop your line, that metal clip, it does go up. So it doesn't stay fully affixed to one part of that braided line. So that's one thing. It does make it a little harder to pop when using a Scotty downrigger clip for your line. Other than that, it was very easy to use. It's very strong. I use 15-pound balls. I was springing downriggers up and down, up and down. I used it on multiple downriggers today. But this is my first time using it. So I'm just giving my preliminary review of it, and we'll see how the rest of the season goes using these this braid. But as of right now, I was impressed. Using it for 8 hours today, I was impressed the way it worked and how it handled and how it didn't fray. There was no kinks. And very easy to use. So hopefully you like this video. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video.